number one. I'm sorry, blue book, yes. So number one, Saving Your Future book. Number two, Know Your Client. Number three, Know Your Proposal. And number four, Close, with 4 boxes. Okay. So, same thing on the recruiting. We have 7 steps so that you can duplicate how to go out and talk to people about the business. Now, 4 step is the same thing that we want to duplicate on the financial education side and how to talk to people about the products and service of what we do. Okay? So, first and foremost, we're going to talk again. You've read it, you've not read it, you whatever, you've attended a workshop so far, it's okay. Most people have to hear things a lot. I've learned from my son, so far 2 years I tell him brush his teeth every day. And every day we still fight about it, right? So even we talk to you about Blue Book every day. Sometimes it may take you 3 days, sometimes take you 30 days, it just depends, okay? But, you know, let's say for example, I'm sorry, what's your name again? Rebecca. Okay, so Rebecca, I want to share with you today about why we're here, okay? Like for example, when it comes to our financial foundation, we gotta make sure that we build it from the ground up, right? You know, Benny said to me yesterday, he said, you know, a lot of people keep asking, where's your roof? Where's your roof? Well, how can you build a roof if you haven't built the floor and the foundation yet, right? So you have to make sure you built your finance from the ground up. So today we want to share with you about what we do and also help you with building this foundation with proper protection, debt management, emergency fund, and investment, okay? Why we have to start with protection? Because we need to prepare in case of disability, health problems, or if we pass away too early, okay? And also in this protection, I would even include estate planning. We need to prepare for that. Then why we gotta take care of our debt? Because we gotta take care of our liability and start working on being debt free. Then emergency fund, setting aside 3 to 6 months of income to deal with emergency. Not having money in the bank and because you have extra money, you're gonna go on vacation. It's not an emergency. Or buying a sports car is not an emergency, okay? So specifically for emergency only. And then for the long run, you do need to save and invest. So everything should be done as soon as possible. So if you want, you know, basically, if you attend the workshop, we go through this, but as a summary to you, we have a formula on how to become wealthy. Rebecca, you need to invest money or save, give yourself time, or try to find a good rate of return, and then we have to make sure we understand how inflation and tax affects our money, okay? Then we can build wealth. So, oh my gosh, Rebecca, this one really hit me. It says, you think that right now, if I asked you to try to cut down $10 a day of spending, you think you could try to find a way to do it? For example, let's just, you know, what do you spend right now, $10 a day?
Lunch. Nothing.
Can you start packing your lunch, your sandwich?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, my weakness is boba milk tea.
Oh yeah, that's good too.
You know, I spend one a day is already $4, right? And then plus I drink coffee in the morning and milk tea is already $10, right? But I'm sure if we all really look into what we do on a daily habit, we just need to find $10 a day. Can you try to do that, Rebecca?
Yes.
Okay. Because my gosh, you know what I learned? If I start saving $10 a day and I find 8%, in 30 years I can have close to $500,000 worth of savings. saving. That's worth my boba milk tea, so I can have $500,000. Then I can buy unlimited milk tea, right? Or even if we can be better, we save $20 a day. At 8% in 30 years, then we also have close to $1 million. You know, people sometimes work all their life and they don't even make $1 million. Imagine, because of what I learned here and what I'm going to show you today, maybe in 30 years from now, and you can retire early. Okay? Maybe you can save more, or you join me, you do this business, we save more, or we make more, we save more. Okay? So all we do, you already know you're spending $10 a day somewhere. Maybe it's not daily, but maybe it could be on the weekend. You know, all the Vietnamese family on the weekend, they always have a bottle of XO ready, waiting on the table. Right? Or Hennessy. You know, how many, one night my friends go out to drink, easily $100 because we buy each other rounds. One lunch on a Saturday brunch, you know, easily cost me $30 to $50 out of my pocket. So it might not be $10 a day, but I could find, you know, $10 a day, $70 a week, some things, because we're spending it already. So all we have to do is move that money so that we don't spend it anymore. Okay? So, for example, what I want to help you do is what we call the wealth formula. Okay, I want to help go from less secure to more secure as we get older. Okay, right now we have a lot of responsibility but not a lot of saving. What we want to try to do is get people to have more money and less responsibility as they get older. Okay, so I want to, so basically, if you don't mind at this time, you know, I want to get to know you a little bit to really understand. It's just like a doctor, you know. If even though they have to ask you what the symptoms are before that they can diagnose you. Is that true? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Rebecca, if you don't mind, you know, I just want to go. Have you ever done a budget for your family before, or before you joined this company? Have you written down what you spend every day or every month? Yes, I do. Okay. You do? Awesome. Well, why don't we just go through it together? So maybe, you know, even though you already do it or you have a financial advisor, but, you know, just like in our health, sometimes we want a second opinion. So maybe there's something that I see I can help you or help you save more money or help you get better rate of return, then I want to help you with that. So I'm going to pull out, you know, you can use this one or the personal financial strategy in the agenda book. Like, Elani, can I borrow that one? Okay, on this one, on the calendar, it's in the back, right? This one's a little bit more simple. Okay, but what is the premise of what we're trying to do is how much they make and what do they spend it on, and what assets and liabilities do they have. You can use this one as a one-pager. Vivian Olero likes to use this one with the X because it has more details about exactly what kind of accounts they have, you know, or what kind of investments they have, okay? And it goes through a lot more detail about this. Or you can use this one in the workbook, whichever one floats your boat, okay? But basically, so okay, Rebecca, why don't you tell me right now, like, how much do you take home a month? Okay, maybe you take home $5,000 a month, right? So after you pay taxes, you probably only have left over is about $3,500 or $4,000, for example. So let's go first. You know, what type of bills do you pay? So let's go through one by one. How much is your mortgage? How much is your insurance? Do you get your nails done? How often? Whatever, right? You will realize a lot of people spend mindlessly. They don't even realize they're spending. Because I myself personally did this, I realized every month I pay iTunes $15 a month. One of those things where you pay 30 days free for the first trial and then you forgot about it. Yeah, $15 a month just like that, you know? And 1 year later, I'm like, oh my God, I have not even used this whatsoever, right? So most families, Rebecca, you might be very good, but I almost find 90% of family never wrote it down. They don't know where their money's going, right? So when we do this, why it's important? Because we can find out if they've left a job before, they have an old 401k, then we can do annuity and do rollover. Or maybe they have investments, maybe they want to learn about mutual funds. Or maybe they don't have long-term care, so We just have to know our client, okay? And also for compliance purpose, it's very good for us to understand about their background and what their financial background is. Then, know your proposal. So after you take it home, you know, and if you wanna figure out what are the different, proposal good for them with different companies, you can prepare that. A lot of people are simple people and they just have only a few $100s a month and they just need one proposal. So it's up to you. You can do it on the spot or you can make an appointment to come back after you go home and you do your research. Okay? But for this purpose of today, because of time, I'm only gonna talk to you about one solution, which is IUL. But this 4-box you can apply to anything. You can apply to annuity, you can apply to CCP, you can apply to Everest. We have done 4-box in Gold Street on every single product in what we do, okay? But, let's say, do we have the example of the IUL? I forgot to
Yeah,
print
yeah.
that one.
Where's the bell?
Isabel. A good secretary. No, just kidding. How many of you know how IUL works? You've heard about it? You know about it? Yes? No? Okay.
I heard about it.
Sorry. You need to print it or is print it already? Okay, awesome. Grab my water. Almost done, everyone. You sick of me yet?
That's the most popular one.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, I think she's awesome. Is it clear?
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
It's better than listening on